What are we actually talking about when we use the word insomnia? It's a term we throw around a lot, but let's break down what it really means. Did you catch that last part? Unrefreshed. That is the key right there. See, insomnia isn't just about how many hours of sleep you miss. It's all about the quality of the sleep you're getting and how you feel the next day because of it. And it turns out, not all insomnia is created equal. First, you've got acute insomnia. That's the short-term stuff most of us have dealt with, before a big presentation or during a really stressful week. But then there's chronic insomnia, and that's a whole different beast. It's long-term, it's persistent, and it can really start to take a toll on your life. So, the big question is, why? What is actually keeping us up at night? Well, it's usually a pretty complicated mix of things, from our state of mind to the habits we don't even think about. Let's look at the usual suspects. A lot of the time, our own mind is the biggest culprit. Stress, anxiety, that endless loop of overthinking, it keeps our brain totally wired. But our lifestyle is a huge piece of the puzzle too. That late afternoon coffee or scrolling on your phone in bed, that blue light is basically screaming, "Wake up!" to your brain, stopping it from making the very hormone you need to fall asleep. It really is a perfect storm where anything from a wonky schedule to a hot bedroom can just throw everything off. Feeling tired and grumpy the next day is one thing, but the real cost of not sleeping? It goes so much deeper. And honestly, this is where things start to get pretty serious. Think of sleep as your body's personal overnight repair crew. When you don't get enough of it, you're basically sending that crew home early. Your immune defenses get weaker, and suddenly you're way more likely to catch that cold that's going around, or worse. And your brain? Oh, it pays a huge price. Sleep is when your brain is hard at work, sorting through the day, filing away important memories, and literally cleaning out toxins. When you cut that process short, it's no wonder you can't focus or remember where you put your keys the next day. And look, over the long haul, we're not just talking about feeling off our game. Chronic sleeplessness is a major health risk. It's been linked to a much higher chance of developing really serious conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, and obesity. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Sleep isn't just passive downtime. It is an active, vital process where our mind and body heal and reset. It is absolutely fundamental to our health. Okay, so after all of that slightly scary news, what's the good news? The good news is that we have so much power to change this. Getting better sleep isn't about some magic pill. It's about making small, consistent changes to our daily lives. So let's talk about how we can start taking back our nights. Here's a simple 4-step game plan. Step 1, get on a schedule. Your body absolutely loves routine. Waking up and going to bed around the same time, even on weekends, works wonders. Step 2 is a big one for all of us. Power down the screens. Give yourself what some people call a digital sunset, at least an hour before bed with no phones, no tablets. Let your brain chill out. Third, make your bedroom a sanctuary. Think dark, quiet, and cool. It should be a place for rest, period. And finally, find a way to relax your mind. Whether it's a few deep breaths, a little meditation, or just reading a chapter of a book, it's about signaling to your body that it's time to wind down. When you really think about it, it becomes so clear. Sleep isn't a luxury you earn after a hard day. It is the foundation. It's essential for a healthy body, for a calm mind, and really, for a happy life. Making rest a priority might just be the single best thing you can do for yourself. And that's really the question to leave you with. What could a genuinely good night's sleep unlock for you? More energy to play with your kids? Better focus at work? A calmer, happier mood? By understanding what's going on and taking these small, simple steps, you really can start reclaiming your nights and unlocking that better, more rested version of yourself. Sleep. It's something we all need, right? But for so many of us, it feels like a nightly battle. If you've ever been there just staring at the ceiling wondering, why can't I just drift off? Well, this explainer is definitely for you. We're going to break down what's really going on when you just can't seem to sleep. So, does this look familiar? That feeling of lying awake, your mind just racing a mile a minute, watching the clock tick by while it feels like the rest of the world is sound asleep? It is so frustrating. And you know what? It is way more common than you might think. Yeah, if that whole nightly battle thing sounds like your reality, well, there's a name for it: insomnia. And look, it's not just about having one bad night. It's when it becomes a pattern, a pattern of poor sleep that can honestly disrupt your entire life. All right, so what is insomnia really? Let's decode this thing. We're going to look at the official definition and all the different ways it can show up. You know, a lot of us think insomnia is just about not sleeping enough hours. But the definition here, it points to something absolutely crucial. It's really about the quality of your sleep. I mean, you could be in bed for a full 8 hours, but if you wake up feeling totally unrefreshed, like you've been running a marathon in your sleep, yeah, that's insomnia. And here's the thing. Insomnia isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of problem. You've got two main types. On one hand, there's acute insomnia. Think of this as the short-term stuff, that bout of sleeplessness you get during a super stressful week at work or maybe from jet lag. Most of us have been there. But then, on the other hand, you have chronic insomnia. And this is the long-term deal, a much more serious condition that really requires attention. We can also slice it another way, by when the problem hits. So which one are you? Are you a sleep onset person? You know, the kind who lies down and just cannot fall asleep? Or maybe you're dealing with sleep maintenance insomnia, where you fall asleep just fine, but then you wake up again and again and again all night long. Figuring out your pattern, that's a huge first step. Okay, so we know what it is and the different flavors it comes in. But that leads us to the big question, right? Why? Why is this happening? Let's dig into some of the causes that might be hiding in plain sight. This gives us a really nice high-level view. Pretty much all the causes of insomnia fall into one of three big buckets. You've got psychological stuff like stress and anxiety. Then there are our own lifestyle habits. And finally, you have environmental or medical issues. Okay, let's zoom in on some of the biggest culprits here. I mean, stress, anxiety, depression, those are the usual suspects for sure. But some of these other things might surprise you. That blue light from our screens, that's a huge one. It's basically tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime. It shuts down the production of melatonin, that's your body's natural sleep hormone. It's literally like telling your brain, hey, it's noon, when it's actually midnight. No wonder you can't sleep. And look, this isn't just about feeling a little groggy the next day. The long-term price we pay for poor sleep is, well, it's incredibly high. It impacts both your mind and your body in some pretty serious ways. So, the day-to-day symptoms, yeah, these are probably super familiar to anyone who's struggled. Of course, you've got the fatigue, the daytime sleepiness, but it's also that annoying brain fog, right? The poor concentration, the irritability that can really mess with your work, your family, your relationships. But believe me, these daily struggles, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Because over time, the effects start to snowball. It might start with a weaker immune system. You know, you're suddenly catching every single cold that goes around. Then it starts to mess with your brain function, making it harder to focus, to learn, to remember things. And the really scary part? Ultimately, chronic insomnia is linked to a much higher risk for really serious stuff like heart disease, obesity, and high blood pressure. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We so often treat sleep like it's a luxury, something we can cut back on when life gets busy, but it's not. It is essential. It's the fundamental maintenance process that our bodies and minds need to recover and function. Okay, I know that was all a bit doom and gloom, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. You are not powerless in this fight. Not at all. So let's pivot and talk about solutions. Let's talk about the real, actionable steps you can take to start reclaiming your nights. So where do we even start? Well, this is a fantastic roadmap. Number 1, a regular schedule. This is huge. Go to bed and wake up around the same time. Yes, even on weekends. Number 2, create a sleep sanctuary. Think dark, quiet, and cool. Make your bedroom a place for sleep and only sleep. Number 3, and you knew this was coming, power down the screens. Seriously, at least an hour before bed. Number 4, watch what you eat and drink, especially later in the day. That evening coffee is not your friend. And finally, number 5, have a wind-down routine. Read a book, meditate, do some deep breathing, something that tells your body, okay, it's time to shut down now. And this, right here, might be the most important takeaway of all. For so many of us, these simple, powerful habits can make an absolute world of difference. It's all about building a routine that supports your body's natural desire to sleep. But of course, it's also super important to know when you might need a little more support. If you've really given these habits a good try and you're still struggling, please don't hesitate to talk to a doctor. There's no shame in it. Chronic insomnia is a real medical condition and there is professional help out there. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. Look, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's not how change works. Just thinking about everything we just talked about. What's one small thing, one tiny, manageable change you can make tonight to start your journey toward better sleep?